I scratch my back. Little Component 1 back scratcher pens. What will they think of next? I don't know. Pretty cool stuff.
A cyborg that scratches it for you.
Yeah, that's it. There you go. As people come in, Ryan, can you hand out the cards for the drawing here? There's a stack. Give one to him, and then we're going to do a drawing again for a Component 1 prize. What's...
I'll take one.
Got a medium work for you, shirt size?
I'm actually a large.
Extra? No, I got is 2X.
Okay, medium might work.
The large or double X?
The medium.
Medium?
You say large or medium?
I said medium, yeah.
Okay, medium.
Medium.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Rolling. Welcome everybody to our session here this afternoon at the ITPalooza here in beautiful Fort Lauderdale, here at the Nova University, and here in the auditorium. Come on in. What we're going to do in this session is there's going to be two vendors that are going to be showing off some of their products. It's kind of a showdown, show off, if you will, on a lot of the controls. And the focus of this session is the Windows RT or Windows XAML controls that each company has. That'd be us being Component 1, and then followed up by Anand over there with Infragistics. So I'll go for about 25 minutes, the first half of the slot, then we'll get him up here and show his stuff. And at the end of mine, we'll also do a drawing for our Component 1 Ultimate Suite of tools. So Studio for WinRT XAML is what we're going to be talking about, and I'll show a little bit to do with the Phone 8 development. Are you doing any Phone 8 development at all too, or?
Not on purpose, but everything we do on the web now has to be smartphone enabled.
That's right. That's right. There's like back in the late 90s, every company had to have a website. Now every company's got to have an app, right? So that's it. All right. So we're going to talk about Windows Studio 8. Basically, the two flavors of that we have are the XAML version for those that are coming with a skill set of C# and XAML, and then JavaScript for those that are coming in with a heavier JavaScript skill set. So that one there will actually look in the next hour, in the next slot, with the JavaScript and HTML5 controls. Why should I care about building Windows Store app, right? So the skill set, those that are familiar with C# and XAML, could just hit the ground running, right? With the same type of development scenario, if you've been doing Silverlight or WPF or phone development, those are all the XAML, piece of the XAML stack. And this is no different, but it's being able to build an app that's going to go into the store, which is going to be able to be run on many different types of devices. So whether it's going to be the slates that are out, this is actually a touchscreen laptop I have here. I just picked this up at Best Buy. And you got the all-in-one, so a lot of different form factors. And then the Surface, of course, just came out not too long ago, and the Pro version due out shortly next month, which is all Windows 8. So Microsoft finally got into the hardware business, you know, big time. And then finally, of course, the dollar signs, right? Being able to put these apps into Marketplace and then make some dough with it. Over 700 million potential customers, and that's a big number, right, when you start to think about it. So I don't know about you, but a little piece of that pie would be just fine with me, right? Go ahead and do that. So let's take a look at our stack here. You got the Windows Store app, and you got different flavors of the language, between JavaScript, C#, VB, all which is supported, and then the different studios that we support for JavaScript development would be WinJS, as well as a studio for WinRT and XAML. So that's all the Windows 8 piece of it. So let's go ahead and get right into it. I'll show you some of the controls. I'll bring up the Explorer here that I have for the site. This is up on there. This is actually, you can do a search in Windows 8 store for Component 1 Explorer, and these are samples of all of our controls. So here is the Calendar control, for example. Actually, I probably have to view in Windows Store. There it is. And where'd it go? Here it is. There it is. So here's our calendar control. For example, if you need to do calendaring inside of your application, fully robust calendar, completely customizable. In fact, that's the really nice thing about these controls is the fact that they are very extensible. And they're solid too. They're based off the same code base as our Silverlight controls and WPF controls. So you know they work, and that's a big advantage for people coming forward in our technology stack. If anybody's ever used Component 1 controls before, then they use them the same exact way going forward. So it's a really low ramp-up curve. The flex grid is always very, very popular. You can go ahead and do different intervals here, different sorts. You have auto update capability, checkboxes. So these are all nice between unbound and then merge cells. You can go ahead and merge these two together and merge selected cells and split them. So these are all capabilities of flex grid. Layout panels help you go ahead and lay out your content on the screen. The tile control is pretty neat. You can go ahead and swap around tiles. I'll show you how to do this one. It's pretty easy to do. Nice kind of UI feature. Very robust in data visualization in terms of different types. Maybe aligned stack. You got selection as well. You can go ahead and select, get the highlights, and the numbers, the labels. Radar, interactive zoom. This works with a pinch and zoom. I'm doing that on my laptop, pinch and zoom. You've got markers, pie animations, all sorts of great graphics there for your window controls. The gauges, these are pretty cool. A lot of different gauges you can wire up pretty easily. There's a radial gauge right there, speedometer, volume, for those who like to pump it up, linear gauge. The knob, I'm going to use this one in my cookbook for .NET Gurus Can't Cook. I'm going to make a timer out of it, like tick, 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 in the oven, it's done, bing, goes off, sends you a text, something like that. And then you got the region knob, there's a clock as well, so and a few other ones, automobile dashboard type controls. So kind of slick looking stuff there. List box, very robust. Here's a list box. I'm just kind of scrolling through with my touch here, going up and down. Very intuitive for Windows 8 viewing and usage with all the controls being touch enabled, right? So there you have it right there, just scrolling right through it. Then you got your date time editors. Makes it very easy to do date and time selections. So if you want to go ahead and put your like a date picker control, right? That brings up the entire month. And go ahead and select that date. Go ahead and do that for you. You got time editor. Everything to do with date times basically is what you have there. And then our input, different types of input for masks, for social security numbers, date of birth, different kind of formats. Numeric as well to enforce that. So it prevents a lot of that nagging code we always have to write to validate various input fields. And then finally we have a PDF viewer. These are all available. These all were just released, part of version 3, not even a week ago, final release. This is all brand new stuff that you're seeing right here with a Zap Optimizer being included in the stack too. By the way, that Zap Optimizer works with Windows 8 Zaps as well now. So you can, Windows Phone 8, I should say, Zaps as well, shrink the size of those by 70%. So if you have any download issues on the size of your Zap, that's a good tool to go ahead and shrink those down with. Excuse me. So let's go ahead and get out of here. And let's go ahead and bring up Visual Studio. And let's go ahead and do a new project here. First thing I'll show you here how to do one of these from scratch. We're going to do the tile view. Or Lauderdale. So once this comes up, then what I'm going to do is go ahead and go out to my main page. We'll go ahead and put in the tile view. So that'll go ahead and wire up the namespace and the XAML automatically for us. You see it put it right in there. And then what we'll do is I'll just go ahead and put in a tile view pair of tags here. Get rid of the one we put in there. And all this is doing is saying, okay, make it the horizontal left, Let's go 124. Let's go 0, 0 from the corner. We'll go up upper left corner. And then go ahead and inside the tile view, we're going to put 3 more boxes in there. A red one, a blue one, and a yellow one. So these are all the tile views. So when I go ahead and run this, what we should see come up is swappable tiles. And all you gotta do is you can either use your finger, right, like I'm doing right now, move them around. You can take the mouse, move them around, swap them. Or if you double click on one of these, we'll go ahead and we'll put the other ones up in a row in the corner and that one there full screen. So that's a very nice usable control. Very little code. You saw only a couple lines of markup and boom, you got yourself some really nice functionality. Another one let's take a look at. Let's go ahead and do a new project. Let's go ahead and take a look at chart control. So the chart control, what we'll do is bring up the main page once again. We've got the chart we'll go ahead and throw onto the designer. Load the namespace. And then puts in a temporary chart sample with plotted values in there, give you a kind of a head start. So what I'll do is I'll just put in my own here. Very simple, with minimum height 160, min width 140. There's our name. Then what we got to do is go ahead and put some data in to load this chart. We'll do that programmatically in the code behind. So here we'll go ahead and adjust something here. Tools, options, edit point, fonts. City Council, that's my favorite. I don't know about yours. There we go. And it's not responding. Give it a chance to catch up here. So once I do this, then what I'm going to do is go ahead and put some code in here to load the data. And so here we're going to simply specify some values. I got to go ahead and resolve this to using the chart control from C1. So that'll put our using statement in here up at the top, right there. And then let's go ahead and set some axes as well. And this will go ahead and put our little rotation of our bottom axis at a 60-degree angle. So when we run this, it'll look something like this. And presto magic, in a matter of 2 seconds, yay, the crowd goes wild, yes! What you can see here is the actual grid. And then there's different themes that you can go ahead and have with this too. And let's go ahead and put that in. So I changed the palette to this chart theme to the Office Blue 2007. Kind of a retro look. And there it is, different kind of a look, right? Different theme. So these are all very, very easy to use. Calendar control is just as easy to use. The other thing I want to talk about are the, in Windows 8, for example now, to bring up an example there. Let's go to the last slide in the deck here just to show you this. And that's the Zap Optimizer we talked about. So it's support for Windows Phone will reduce the size of your Zap up to 70%. So if you want to minimize download time, if that's any kind of an issue, you can do that. All right, so Alt F4, let's go ahead and bring that up. do a new project. So this is going to do a new project out of, we are going to go do a Windows Phone project. A lot of new templates now. I've installed the Phone 8 SDK on my machine, a real nice emulator that comes with it. If you do install it, it requires Hyper-V. So you need to have Windows Pro version installed, Windows 8 Pro. I bought this machine with just plain old Windows 8, so I had to do the old upgrade trick in the middle of it where you put the new reg key in the properties for the computer, and you don't have to reinstall anything. It just takes the new reg key, it's already got everything in there, and just swaps it out, and you don't have to reinstall anything. That's the theory anyway. So I've got the phone app up here. Let's do a plain old phone app to start. And let's do this calendar. And there's the different OSs that are supported. We'll go with 08. So on this project here, first thing we'll do is we'll go ahead and add a reference into the phone control. So now we're building a Phone 8 app, and you can see it's very similar in terms of what you do to get these apps built. So I'll go ahead and put these two in, and I got to get one more. I got to get, or actually I could show you the chart. No, I won't show you the chart. I got to go ahead and browse. We'll get those. We don't need the chart one for this one. You only need the phone DLL for one, and then we need one more, which is for the calendar. Right there. So you only take what you need. You know, basically, you don't have to load everything up, every assembly that we have, every control to use them. You can be very selective about which ones you use. Again, minimizing the size, optimizing on the performance, and so these are both in here now. Okay. Then, once that's done, let's go out to the main page. Take a look at some of the XAML that's here. All right. Let's try putting our calendar control page. So there it is. Let's try that one. Like that. Page resources, throw that in here. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to do an edit point. I'm going to do the chart control. It's a little bit easier. And it stresses the fact that what I just showed you in the one environment, going from Windows 8 controls, this is how you do the same type of control inside of a phone. And so let's go ahead and do that chart, and then we'll go ahead and hit OK. All right, so here's our chart. Throw that on. We got to add our references into the project as well. And I got it in there already, phone chart, that's good. Then we'll go ahead and go to the XAML. There we go, phone chart. So we'll go ahead and beef up our text blocks here a little bit. should have the namespaces in there. That's good. Then we'll go over to the code behind like we did before. And throw our using statement in here. And then we'll go ahead and throw our data that we're going to populate here as well, along with the access information. Now, and we go back to the XAML. Oh, I want to get rid of this chart control here. Put in that one. Oh. That's better. Here we go. So now we're going to fire up the emulator. This is brand new phone 8. Anybody got a phone 8 here? Yet? No? Got mine last week. It's awesome. I really love the real estate management on it. You got the small tile support now as well. So this will go ahead and bring my same app up that we saw run with the Windows 8 controls. Now it's going to be running through the phone. So there you have it, you know, cross-platform, right? So you got one app being used for the phone, another app being used for Marketplace. You use the control exactly the same way in both environments. So once you're used to one, you can just go right across the board and do them all that way. Any questions on any of the controls? So let me go back out to the deck here and summarize. The phone controls are very robust. You got the cover flow control. There's also a Explorer. That Explorer I showed you for Windows 8 in the beginning, the source code for that's downloadable, so you can see how to hook in all of our controls. Also, there's a Control Explorer for the phone, which shows you all of these. In fact, I could probably load that up real quick. And let's go ahead and fire this off. And up will come the app now for the Control Explorer with all of it. It shows off all the controls. And this is a app where you can download all the source code once again and use this. So when this fires up, and you'll see all the controls. So the controls again include the reflectors, kind of a nice view. You've got the cover flow, like a mirror image, calendar, all sorts of charting controls, charting, more charting, gauges, flex grid, Excel, PDF, zip libraries, C1 PDF viewers. Rich text box control, which is great, not only for reading, but you can also modify it as well, so it's editable. And then you have the mass text box, numeric text box, a lot of extras, everything from progress bar, toggle switches, mapping support as well. You can see there with Bing Maps easily integrated in. Also, you get a license for the Esri mapping controls. So you can use that as a platform if you like. There's a great sample app called C1 Buzz, and a lot of samples up at the Component One site got samples. So a lot of good resources there. And there's the Esri SDK. You can go out to the Esri site, and you are given a license with our product to use that. So let's see if that app came up now. There, still starting. And then on the Windows controls, it's the same set. Pretty much you could use with the calendaring capabilities. Once again, you've got the charting, 30 different types of charts, gesture-based zoom, pan interactions. A lot of date-time manipulation, several different gauge controls, and input boxes, list boxes, very, very fluid. Tile view is very cool. Really easy migration. Same controls that we use in our Silverlight stack, as well as all these controls have just been released. So that is it for my session. Let's just see if this came up again in the sky. He's kind of hung. I guess we'll just skip that. So you can see that Explorer, on the phone, run it when the machine's behaving nicely. Not like mine is right now. All right, that's it. Questions? Yay! All right, that's a wrap. Very nice.